a leather club chair made in France in the 1950s. Picked up at a bargain price, with the right restoration, it could turn a nice profit. The restorer tasked with the job is Craig Hughes, Drew's trusted upholsterer. Together, they've worked on hundreds of items over the last 20 years.
Got me bag of brown leathers. Matching any leather is always going to be really difficult, because when you think some of the furniture I'm working with could be, 150 years old, I think that's about the nearest we're going to get, so I'll start this.
The patch will be kept in place by a specially formulated leather glue, which remains flexible even after it's dried, so it won't split open again.
That's coming together quite well there. Once that's dry, and we've got some hide food on that, it will match a little bit better than it does at the moment. We're not looking for perfection, we're looking to make something as a good, honest repair. It stops the packing falling out, stops the leather getting any worse than what it is. It's going to save the seat now.
Upholsterer Craig Hughes is restoring a French leather club chair that salvage supremo Drew Pritchard found in the dusty attic of a glamorous French chateau. First seen in the gentlemen's clubs of Paris in the 1920s and 30s, club chairs were known as fauteuil confortable, or comfortable armchair, which distinguished them from traditional, less enveloping styles of upholstery.
We've got a sprung edge on this, instead of having a piece of wood along the front of the frame, which a lot of pieces of furniture do, so you'd have a sort of wooden spar there. This one doesn't. That's usually a sign of quality. So I'll just give these springs a good prod around the centre area. And we've got a bit of a low area there, but that could be just general wear rather than anything untoward. But again, we'll find out once we get inside it. That's the bottom off. So what I've got to do with this now is peer between these webs and check the hessian and the springs. And by opening these little gaps up and peeping between it, I can actually see if there's any broken springs or the hessian's gone above the springs. I can't see anything untoward anyway. I'm happy everything's nice inside there, everything's good. So I'm going to replace the bottom. I'm going to put a traditional bottom on it, hessian, which is in period with the chair. Inside these chairs, traditional packing's horsehair and coir fibre. So over the years, all the dirt comes through and it'll end up coming out all over the carpet. So I'll put this on and that'll stop any of that. Right, so these hammers that we use in the upholstery trade, it's basically a normal hammer at one end, but the other end is magnetic. Now the reason for that is, many years ago, you would get a big handful of tacks, you would put them all into your mouth. So as you're working away, you've got a mouthful of tacks, you sort the tacks out with your tongue and bring them onto the front like that. Get your hammer, stick your tack to it, bang, into the job. When you're working too fast, you've always got the possibility of either hitting yourself in the mouth with the hammer, or there's always a choking hazard there, isn't there, with a mouthful of tacks. That's the bottom on, all nice and tidy. Done with tacks as Drew's request. And no dirt going to come through onto anyone's carpet now. And it looks tidy. This is basically like a moisturiser. I'm just going to give it one coat, soften up the leather, feed it a little bit, and the chair will keep its character then. If you want a new piece of furniture, go and buy a new piece of furniture. If you want something this age, then that's what you're buying it for. You're buying a piece of furniture like this because it's got character.
Craig's next task is to make the interior for the missing seat cushion, which is made up of 3 separate compartments to make sure the leather filling remains evenly distributed.
This will stop the feathers going from one end of the cover to the other. So when you sit in the middle, the feathers don't go front to back, they stay where they are, and you can still plump it up easy enough.
Good sewing skills are very important if you're an upholsterer. The material Craig's using is downproof, but it all needs to be securely sewn so no feathers escape.
feathers are the top end of the filling materials for furniture. Feathers have been used, well, as long as furniture's been made. You've got foams, you've got all the other things that you can use for cushion fillings, but feathers still are the best thing that you can get. Pretty good that, if I say so myself. All we need now, leather and finish the cover, and that's the chair ready to go out.
Craig Hughes is restoring a leather club chair that Drew found in the attic of a grand French chateau and bought for the bargain price of €100. The leather for the new seat cushion has arrived back from the tannery, and now he's got one go to make the cover and get it right.
So I've marked everything out for the cushion on the back of the leather now. It's always important, especially when you're working with leather, something expensive. Double check. I mean, even if you've got to check it 3 times, check it before you cut. Once you've cut it, that's it, you're snookered.
French club chairs were traditionally covered with durable goat leather. Up to 8 full hides would be applied wet and then stretched tight over the frame. But for a seat cushion, this vegetable tanned cow's hide is perfect, hard-wearing and with a fine enough grain so over time it will age and soften even more.
Right, that's all the leather cut out, so get this over to the sewing machine and start sewing it together. What I'm going to do with the cushion is I'm actually doing it as a box cushion, but I'm going to pipe on the top and bottom. And I'll pipe in something I make myself with a strip of the leather and then a piece of cord inside it. So that's literally just folded over, fed under the machine.
Working with leather requires a special strong needle called a chisel point and extra strong linen thread.
And another little trick is there's a corner to go round here. There's no way that is going to bend round a corner. So what I've done is cut it like that and then it goes round the corner. Right, that's the cushion finished. So now the chair is finally complete.
When it was first found, this chair was fit only for the dusty attic that it came from. Ripped and ragged, it didn't even have a seat cushion to call its own. Now, with incredible skill and attention to detail, Craig has breathed new life back into this old classic.
That looks different.
I've got you another job. I've tried to keep as much age as possible.
Yeah.
So I've not done too much to the leather. I've patched where there's holes and rips, coloured it.
Yep.
Leather seat cushion on it, feather interior.
Yeah.
Tried to get it sort of looking a bit aged.
Yeah, it's going to age down a bit more,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
Right, sit in this.
Yeah, sit in it, yeah. It's your size.
Oof.